Snuggly the security bear is back to tell you that snooping on, all of you isn't a problem either.
As well as leaving over 100,000 Iraqis dead, being called a traitor by Dick Cheney.
This latest revelation comes a week after news of the massive PRISM spying operation, which put intelligence agencies in...
But fine, the Xbox is tracking my every move, as long as that's the only thing it does.
And with that, we're back again. I'm Darren Howard.
I'm Robert Nisbet.
And I'm Kendra Cooper.
We're so happy to have you along with us as we take on the homeland insecurity that is being written off as some sort of vigilance when it's really just paranoia. We're part of the community's ever-growing antibodies against the propaganda and BS being given to us by mainstream news and the government. So we're going to run clips that they're scared that we run all the time.
Let's make sure they get everything.
I'm not scary, I'm Snuggly, the security bear. Hi, America, I'm back. Just a few weeks after telling you that snooping on 100 or so reporters was no problem, Snuggly the security bear is back to tell you that snooping on, all of you isn't a problem either. Just take it from my bosses. You've got nothing to worry about. Unless you're a terrorist, a treasonous leaker, or, a fan of the Bill of Rights. See, even though we said that we only snoop on terror suspects and the people talking with them, turns out, in order to do that, we have to snoop on everyone. But don't worry. Like the president says, this is overseen by the 3 branches of government. Never mind, it's one branch that lied to the other, and a third who okays what the first wants, 99.97% of the time. Certain sacrifices must be made if we're to keep you snuggly and secure. And remember, we're just tracking and storing metadata, which means your phone number, who you called, when you called, where you were standing when you called, how long you talked, what kind of phone you talked on, who you called again, and who called you back. But don't worry, we're not listening to the actual call. And if you happen to be using the internet, we'll be there too, ready to get your emails, videos, chats, search words, and photos, all to keep you snuggly and secure. It's all perfectly legal. Just ask the secret court, who won't reveal things to Congress. Or ask the Director of National Intelligence, who does his very best to testify in the most unlying sort of way. Or ask the President, who warned of the false choice between the liberties we cherish and the security we earn. Ooh, oops, wrong quote. He said you can't have 100% security and also 100% privacy. Or better yet, don't ask at all. And remember, we're watching you. All of you!
So when you're talking about the developing police state, it's important to know that it's all about keeping you secure.
That's right, because, the terrorists are out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
The internet's the battleground for freedom.
Yes.
And it's going to be for a while.
Yes, it is. Sun Tzu, The Art of War, said information is what wins the war. And apparently, we're winning because they're doing their best to monitor us and make sure that they keep control of everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they're getting everything. I'm sure they're listening to this recording.
Yes. And because they're listening to this recording, I am proud to say the word bomb parts and to allude to a secret code by saying, the chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. This is Radio Free Cannondale. We are right now we're protesting. No, we're broadcasting truth and freedom across the incredible airwaves of the internet.
Because they don't want us to.
No, yeah, exactly.
And they don't want us to bring you this.
A live chat today at the Guardian website from Edward Snowden. Again, one of the most controversial people in the world today. Responded to a variety of questions about his disclosures of U.S. Government secrets on these surveillance programs. Asked more about his motivations. Here are some highlights. He was asked about being called a traitor by, among others, Dick Cheney. And here was his response, part of his response. This is a man who gave us the warrantless wiretapping scheme as a kind of atrocity warm-up on the way to deceitfully engineering a conflict that has has killed over 4,400 and maimed nearly 32,000 Americans, as well as leaving over 100,000 Iraqis dead. Being called a traitor by Dick Cheney is the highest honor you can give an American. Again, Edward Snowden responding on the Guardian website. Another highlight here on China, whether he plans to provide classified information to the Chinese in exchange for asylum. He responds to that question as well during the course of this live chat, and he says in that response, this is a predictable smear that I anticipated before going public, as the U.S. media has a knee-jerk red China reaction to anything involving HK, Hong Kong, or the People's Republic of China, and it is intended to distract from the issue of U.S. government misconduct. Ask yourself, if I were a Chinese spy, why wouldn't I have flown directly into Beijing? I could be living in a palace petting a phoenix by now. He says unequivocally he's had no contact with the Chinese government. And Snowden also weighing in on the technology companies who say they're not giving unfettered access to the federal government, to their servers. They're actively, of course, trying to distance themselves from the government. He says, again, as somewhat of a shot against these companies, their denials went through several revisions as it becomes more and more clear they were misleading and included identical specific language across companies. We're finally beginning to see more transparency, better details about these programs for the first time since their inception. They are legally compelled to comply and maintain their silence in regard to specifics of the program, but that does not comply them from ethical obligations.
Wow. I mean, Cheney also said that 9/11 wouldn't happen if we had had more surveillance.
Yeah. It's done so good so far. The only thing the CIA has been able to do is catch the FBI setting up terror plots.
Exactly.
That's it.
And then the FBI spies on the CIA to blackmail them.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that how they got rid of Petraeus?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So,
and then they're spying on everybody. All of this, billions of dollars being spent, people getting felt up by creepy guys at the Transportation Safety Authority. I mean, that's creepy. I will not tolerate. I wouldn't allow my child to go through that, because you cannot stop a bomber by feeling people up.
See, they're going to come out with a rhetoric that this exposure is exposing them to the enemy. So that's the public, right?
Yeah, we said that before. Eric Snowden releasing information to the public, being a whistleblower, treats us like we're the enemy.
So I guess we're the enemies of the state.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of happy with that.
I kind of like that idea.
I love his statement, and he says, being called a traitor by Cheney, that's the highest honor an American can receive.
Yeah.
I'm standing proud myself. But we're working really hard to get on that list, too, okay? Remember, I said bomb parts. My name is Darren Howard, and look up my name in Arabic. I got to look that up, and then I'll start telling that. Okay, so while I'm looking that up to really cheese off the, NSA and CSIS, what do you got?
Well, it's not just the Americans that are spying on everybody. Our compatriots across the pond are also in the same game.
Edward Snowden and the Guardian newspaper have blown the lid off quite a few U.S. intelligence gathering operations in the past few weeks. Now the Guardian is revealing new information putting United Kingdom intelligence agencies in the hot seat. The Guardian's latest leaks pertain to the UK's Government Communications Headquarters, or GCHQ, which is a British intelligence organization similar to the NSA. The agency was apparently ordered to collect information on foreign delegates at the British-hosted G20 summit in 2009. Documents revealed to The Guardian show that GCHQ allegedly used several tactics to spy on various delegates. These include tricking delegates into using internet cafes with keylogging and email interception software installed on every computer, bypassing security of BlackBerry phones to monitor communications and specifically targeting the communications of certain delegates, including the Turkish finance minister and Russian leader Dmitry Medvedev. This latest revelation comes a week after news of the massive PRISM spying operation, which put intelligence agencies in both the U.S. and the U.K. in a lot of hot water. British Minister of Defense William Hague defended the GCHQ's use of PRISM before Parliament on Sunday.
It has been suggested that GCHQ uses our partnership with the United States to get around UK law. I wish to be absolutely clear that this accusation is baseless.
Hague is technically right. The GCHQ's actions were within legal limits. The agency gets its authority from the Intelligence Service Act of 1994, which allowed British intelligence agencies the legal power to obtain and provide information relating to the actions or intentions of persons outside the British Islands, in the interest of national security or in the interest of the economic well-being of the United Kingdom. Evidently, giving diplomats a slight edge during negotiations counts as the latter. The Guardian's latest allegations could lead to an uncomfortable conference for the UK.
Ah, yes, the everlasting excuse. It was legal when we were creepy and weird. Of course, it was legal when they rounded up the Jews and killed them. It was legal when they rounded up the Negroes and killed them. And what's the difference?
Well, they write the laws too, right?
Which
So that, you know.
Because if you pay attention to the law, then you're a moral person. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So we make a law that immorality is okay.
The hypocrisy is like staggering.
And the reason why government is talking its way out of a job right now, they've done a convenient thing for us, though. Okay, in major government right now, they've subcontracted everything. So all we have to do is find other subcontractors, even for the bureaucracy. Nobody knows that about EI and welfare. Yeah.
Oh, wait. I have a new distraction, though, to distract people from the NSA thing.
Yes?
Yes, there's a new game console coming out. We have a review of that right here, right now.
The NSA scandal has made us all a little skeptical of our technology. And with the next wave of space toys coming out, you might be wondering, are the trade-offs worth it? Let's take a look.
So the Xbox that hasn't come out yet, but it's coming, has this motion sensor that detects not only your every move and what you say, it detects facial expressions. Germany's Federal Data Protection Commissioner called the Kinect a twisted nightmare.
When the Germans are calling your product a twisted nightmare, you might want to consider taking another pass at it. But fine, the Xbox is tracking my every move, as long as that's the only thing it does.
You're seeing yourself represented here in 3 dimensions. We can look for patches of your skin and look at micro fluctuations in the blood underneath your skin. And here you can see that we've zoomed in your face and we can show if you're neutral or smiling.
Tell you what, Microsoft, instead of reading my face, why don't you just read my hand? No need to zoom in. I'm telling you to f*** off.
So I guess general poll in the studio right now. Everybody ordering an Xbox One?
No.
You know, when I was younger, like when I first got a webcam, I used to cover it up because my paranoia was like, I just don't know. Now it's real.
Yes.
You know?
I don't know. This is crazy.
Apparently,
It's
Microsoft is scaling back the connectivity a little bit because of, you know, a backlash caused by
But
the
it's
NSA
hardwired. It has to be on the internet once every 24 hours. It has to be connected. You cannot exchange games and
being off the internet is even more avoidable these days. So they're trying to put us on more so they can spy on us more.
Yes.
Well, exactly. And of course, with the Xbox, the more advertisements you watch, the more achievements you get.
Yes.
It watches you watching TV. That's creepy.
Okay. Yes, and they're also taking a look at the same technology and applying it to people like TELUS, who have a TV provider that put a camera in their PVR to watch, and then segmenting your commercials. So if it sees that you're eating, it will show you specific commercials about eating.
Yeah.
If it shows you drinking, and it will show you, that's specific technology that Google is putting through right now, and they've talked about every major TV provider doing that.
Oh, my God.
It's creepy as hell.
Okay? It is so creepy.
That's
and, of
really
course, they're
scary.
saying, because we're in charge, we get to do it. I can see Xbox sales are going to tank and then probably go the same way that, Microsoft PlayStation works.
So that's probably good news for Sony.
Microsoft making Sony more powerful one release at a time. Please check our facts and what we're talking about. We don't make commercials saying trust us because, heck, we're just like the big boys, normal people sitting in the studio. However, we're not corporate and weird. I'm Darren Howard.
I'm Robert Nisbet.
And I'm Kendra Cooper.
Please stay tuned as we bring you more stuff talking about the way the world is changing. It's waking up right now. Get yourself informed about fractional reserve lending and continue being on the winning team. We've got more news, information, and things to smile about coming up as we cover
our province and pipelines.
Pipelines, Christy Clark, and a reason to get a sign and stand in the street and speak the truth. It's Radio Free Canada. Thanks for tuning in.